Jeff Williams. He is the owner of Team Catfish. He's one of the leading innovators in the catfish industry. And when I say innovators, we're talking about stink baits, hooks, poles, just all type of stuff. He's got a vast knowledge in the catfish industry, and he catches a lot of big catfish. And he drove all the way out from Oklahoma to here to give out all of his secrets. So this is really the time. If you have any questions on any type of catfishing, he is the go-to man. And sir, probably. So instead of just staying up here and wasting a lot more time, I'm going to turn everything over to Jeff, and let's give him applause for driving all this way.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Well, first of all, I would like to thank you all for coming out to the Grizzly Jig Show. It's awful nice that these guys put this show on, let us manufacturers come out here and meet the anglers that are using the finished products that we offer. Hopefully, we're going to be able to give you all some information, make your catfishing a little bit more enjoyable through either our products or some tips that you might pick up here during the seminar. I've got a show here running behind us that I want to highlight here a little bit. This is available at teamcatfish.com. We have right now 22 free how-to catfishing videos available at teamcatfish.com. All you have to do is log on, click on which video you want, and you can watch these videos. Now, we are highlighting our products at teamcatfish.com, of course, but this isn't an infomercial. This is a lot more about how to catch the catfish than it is showing you our products. Now, a little background about me. Why is Jeff Williams standing up here? Why am I talking to y'all about catfish? Well, I've been a catfish angler my whole life. Ever since I was a young man, very young man, I started catfishing. The first pictures that my grandparents and my folks had of me, I was standing on a paddle boat when I was 8 years old holding some channel catfish. We had a cabin and a dock on Grand Lake in northeast Oklahoma. I was very fortunate as a young man to have that access to that lake, and I learned how to catch my own shad, and I learned how to catch my own catfish. And as I became a better catfish angler and a better angler in general, I started running a guide service, but I was running a guide service for crappie and bass. Everybody kind of laughed at me. They said, oh, nobody's going to pay you to go catfishing. Nobody wants to do that. Well, as I became better at catching blue catfish, reservoir blue catfish in particular, I started having clientele that wanted to come fish with me. They wanted to pay me to show them how to catch catfish. Well, one thing has led to another. That started in about '96, and I ran a guide service at Grand Lake in northeast Oklahoma, our home lake, and then we moved to Lake of the Ozarks and Truman Lake in Missouri. And I ran a guide service up there for 3 years, and the last 2 years I fished there, I did around 235 trips, something like that, specifically for nothing but blue catfish. I had no fishless days on any of those guide trips. None. Now, some of them were slim. Some of them were unbelievable. But on average, we caught catfish almost every day. And we caught catfish every day that I had a guide trip in those 2 years. Now, how do you do that? How can you become so successful at targeting catfish that you can go out and know where these catfish are before you ever even get to the water? This is what my seminar is going to be about. Okay? I kind of focus on catfishing like a bass fisherman focuses on primarily one species of fish. A crappie fisherman focuses on one species, he focuses on a crappie. Well, when you have catfish, you have flatheads, channel cats, and blue cats. All right? Those three are as different as horse, cows, and pigs. And you have to fish for them accordingly, but when I talk to a lot of catfish anglers, all I hear is I'm going catfishing. I'm not going blue catfishing, I'm not going channel catfishing, I'm not going flathead catfishing, I'm just going catfish. Would everybody agree that that's the overall consensus on how a lot of people approach this? Now, we're real close to the Mississippi River here, but how many, I'm gonna ask river fishermen and I'm gonna ask lake fishermen, how many river fishermen do we have in the room? How many lake fishermen? Well, let's pretty well split right down the middle. How many fish both? Yeah. Fish both. Okay, well, I'm going to gear this around the different species of catfish and some of the patterns and some of the products that we have at Team Catfish that we feel like can help you catch more blue cats, channel cats, and flatheads. Now, do we have a lot of channel cat fishermen in the room? Or do we have people that fish for a lot of blues? What do we, channel cats? Blue cats. Everybody's splitting down do we have people that target flatheads with rod and reel? Okay. Used to. Okay, I'm gonna touch on the flathead and a little tip about do you fish in the river? Okay. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about a channel catfish. Now, the channel catfish is the most widely distributed fish in the whole United States. They are in the lower 49 states. There's never been a fish species that's been transplanted into more lakes, rivers, ponds, creeks, streams, what have you, than the channel catfish. Once you learn how to become a better channel cat fisherman, channel cat angler, you can travel to various places all over the Midwest, the South, the Southeast, and you can target channel catfish. A big channel catfish, where we live in Oklahoma, is 15 pounds. We do not see a lot of channel cats that exceed that size, and we catch a lot of channel cats between 2 and 7 pounds. Those are primarily the size of fish that we catch. Let's talk a little bit about the anatomy of a channel cat. Why is a channel cat different than a flathead and a blue cat? Now, I'm going to talk about flatheads and blue cats too, but let's understand what is a channel cat. How does he feed, and what makes him click, okay? When you look at a channel cat, you look at him. He's got a tremendous overbite. He's got the biggest overbite of the other two species. A blue cat has got more of a blocky jaw, and a flathead has got an undercut jaw to where his bottom jaw sticks out farther than the top jaw. And that is because they're all built to hunt and feed differently, because they're so different species of fish. The channel cat is designed to be able to where he can pick stuff up off the bottom the easiest. With that overbite, he doesn't have to really elevate his body as much as a blue cat to pick something up off the bottom, even though a lot of the catfish inhale it anyway. The channel cat is designed to pick stuff up off the bottom a lot easier than a blue cat or a flathead catfish. Now, let's talk about what can you catch channel catfish on. Hot dogs, sardines, weenies, shad, Secret 7 dip bait. All these different kinds of baits and attractants have caught channel cats, you know, for years and years and years. People have been catching channel cats on something a little bit different. Now I want to talk a little bit about our Secret 7 dip bait and our dip tubes. And if you do fish for channel cats, whether you're in the river or you're over here at Reelfoot Lake, we really would like for you to try the Secret 7 dip bait. Do we have dip bait fishermen here in the room? Dip baiters. Guys that might have fished with Sunnies or BJs or something like that from time to time. Okay? For the most part, dip bait gets a pretty bad rap. A lot of guys don't like to try it. They don't want to mess with the stink baits or the dip baits or the punch baits. But I'm telling you folks, when you learn how to fish with this, you can catch more catfish than you ever thought possible. You're talking to a guy that went from guiding for blue catfish over 100 days a year to when I started building this brand of catfish gear. I knew I needed a dip bait. I needed a manufactured bait to sell because there were so many people buying it. We wanted to have the best one we could put on the market. I didn't do anything from about the 1st of January last year all the way up until usually about December of this year. I fished with the Secret 7 dip bait, and we caught thousands of catfish. I personally caught a blue cat up to 41 pounds on it. I caught several blue cats from 10 to 20 pounds on it. We caught lots and lots of blue cats really from 1.5 pounds to about 7 or 8 pounds on it. And I caught channel cats on it, up to 15 pounds this year. Several channel cats between 10 and